Ready? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we have a lot of guests coming tonight, so what we're going to do is we're going to keep it to like 5 minutes for every guest. Keep it to like 5. I don't think it'll take much longer than 5 minutes for everybody anyway, so we'll keep it till like 5 minutes tonight, just because we have so many people coming. So, first we have Mike Top. He's renewing a building permit for his 6-foot cedar privacy fence, and it was approved last year, or COVID approved.
So I'm going to actually amend it, so in the red, there was a privacy fence around property, sorry. I don't know if I can go over.
You sure?
So then I'm just shortening up, staying far away from all the setbacks, and then just going to do 4-foot chain link, black vinyl, gate here. We got a new puppy and we need to wrangle him in, so that's about
Well, at
it.
least you're not gonna shoot him like Christy Milne did.
Nope, we're not gonna do that. Not yet, anyway.
He's biting right now, so.
Toddler's teeth.
Exactly, right?
I don't see much problem with that one.
I'll make a motion to approve Mike and Melissa Top's fence for 509 Bush Street, Alley.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Perfect, thank you. Yep. Thanks, Mike. Is Lisa yours?
Justin's not
Is
here.
that agree there?
Kelsey is.
Have a seat. He's right next door.
So we'll just go with Kelsey Junkie, since he's
Nice to
here.
see you too.
Yep.
He's
Dave is out there, and one year later.
no longer adding on the existing garage. Instead, he wants to build a shed in his backyard.
Correct. So I know everybody has a copy of what I have here, so, I do have a less than 8 square foot garden shed.
Interesting.
That's not on a permanent foundation, so I guess according to the way I read the ordinance, I can keep that shed and still have this large building. So first of all, I want to make sure that that's fine.
So this is gonna be non-foundation, right?
This will be on a concrete slab.
This will be.
This large one, yeah, it's gonna be 12 by 24, it's gonna be on a slab, and I'm gonna secure it to the slab.
Slab.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, and it'll be set back at approximately 15 feet or so from the back, my backyard. So, and it's 30 plus feet from the side yard, so.
That one's not on foundation, correct?
Correct, no, just sitting on the pressure treated wood, sitting on the ground, so.
Kelsey, are you gonna have a driveway?
No,
From
not this
Seventh
side,
Street?
no, I'm not gonna do a driveway anytime. I'm not intending to keep a vehicle in there, maybe a golf cart, lawnmower, snow blower, things like that.
It's just like a storage shed.
Correct, yeah, like a large storage shed,
Yep.
yep.
The one with the slab on it, the one with the one that you're anchoring to the ground.
Correct, yeah.
That's a pretty nice, I'd say that's a shop size, pretty nice shop.
Probably, yeah, 12 by 24.
Good
yeah.
for you.
No.
In the ordinance, it says, I just want to make sure, one small storage shed, storage building, and one garage or large storage building on your property. And then, so this will be this here will be
A large, because it'll be,
greater than 192 feet.
correct, yes, 200 and, well, 12 by 24, would be what, 200,
Yeah, 280,
yeah.
80 something? Yeah. Okay.
288.
Okay.
Are you gonna keep planning on still using that shed?
Yeah, I will, yeah, I still plan on using it, yeah.
I just want to make sure that we're reading this right, you know, that it says, if we are to talk one small building and one garage or large building, so that does not include the garage that's attached to his house.
Correct.
Then you're okay.
So he's okay.
Mhm.
Yes. The garden shed and everything. is
Yes.
okay.
Yep,
It's not a permanent foundation, it's not large.
right.
That's better than the two. I'll make a motion to approve that, building of that small garage slash shed on 701 South Anna Avenue.
I'm sorry, Dustin, did you say?
Dennis.
Dennis.
All those in favor?
I,
All those opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, have you done anything?
You don't gotta walk in.
We're ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be coming, yes. So,
We're waiting.
You got everybody up in 5 minutes.
Well, I figured 5 minutes wasn't gonna be a
so I
problem.
did say, but it seems to me it says 6:15, 6:30, right in between there.
Okay.
he was home.
Was he?
Call him.
That's fine.
Good.
Or we
Say
can.
we're running.
We just need to go. We need to go.
Oh, sure.
I say,
We got 4
Okay,
minutes.
we'll go with Mark and we'll go with you guys since you're here. We'll just keep rolling along.
Yeah, we would, like to have at least a 60-day comment period before you approve the property permit there, because, we have been in contact with attorneys, but they need time to do some research too, because they haven't filed for any conflicts, things like that, so we wanna make sure that all this is, kind of done with all the interests of all the residents in Hills in mind, We're not here to punish anybody, but we want to come to a fair and equitable outcome. I think maybe we can, and don't have to get attorneys, so somebody's gonna have to write up the contract, and they're gonna have some kind of degree, because I don't have one. And I can tell you right now, in order to satisfy the tax for that property, you have to say that the property has been sitting there effectively this whole time. And so we're willing to say that, but then the property that you're gonna give them, that becomes the banana piece on the other side. Because you can't have it both ways. Right? Because right now, if you guys didn't give it to them, they don't currently have enough property to even put that house there with fire code regulations. And if it's set out the way it is, it directly puts the back shed or garage, the outbuilding, that's a concrete slab, in fire code violation, because it's within a foot and a half of the property line. I don't think you can force anybody into a property, into a fire code violation.
Their property is their house is currently sitting on
City land.
property.
Yeah, that,
And look, we're just saying the property because we're not here to punish whoever the current resident is. But for the last 50 years, that has not been getting taxed properly. Okay? And we're willing to admit that they paid for the survey. And then we say the part that up 10 feet on the other side, that became the abandoned part that we're willing to pay the city $2,000 for, which is about the fair market value for what you got to selling lots for. And then you get reassessed and retaxed. Everyone involved, they'll get what whatever that works out to be, we get whatever that works out to be. Everybody pays taxes. The tax liability was met for the city for that last 50 years, and we all stick well on that.
So you're just asking, just before we vacated,
Yes,
we talked to
yeah.
our attorney about it.
Well, we've talked to them, and we just want some, we're interested in all parties involved, equitable outcomes for everyone. We're not here to punish them necessarily. I'd love to see growth. All this that we've already approved, good. I'm glad to see everything's been properly permitted and done, and we should. I'd love to see growth throughout the city. There have been many changes there. I helped chop some of the wood down there way back in the day after res and put some of the first wood chips, and now it's become something, you guys have done excellent work. But in this situation, that's all we're asking.
Can't you have them purchase that 10 feet?
Well,
We'll find out. We'll find out when we speak with them and everything like that. We'll find out all the details. And, yeah, we'll find it all out. What we,
Because that property was 12 feet of the land that our house sits on was sold with the understanding that that was needed to add that garage onto that house. Well, the house is shifted over on city property. So when they calculated that 12 feet that was needed, the house was shifted over already onto city
Was
property.
never
So
needed.
it was measured from where the property line should be.
and who would think otherwise?
oh, I totally get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll just, we have to
And,
contact them.
Look, I know there's several
Find out
properties
how we,
that the
I know
city
they did
has
in the
that are
past.
currently
they did
in the
that
same,
in the past.
but there is not one of them that's been built
I'll
upon.
find out.
All of them
That's what I told them.
have nothing built on them, so nobody else has been disobeying of the law, and I'm not saying that, again, I'm not trying to punish anybody, but dang.
And we've been maintaining,
The 6 feet,
well,
When I
we've been
got in trouble
maintaining
with-
the 12 feet because that's where.
was it 12?
Well,
Yeah, because
yeah.
Myron kind of said the crack in the sidewalk. Is
Sidewalk.
that
I wouldn't
12?
want to say
That's
12.
why he was just kind of,
12, 10, something like that, but
Because
yeah.
we don't want to put that garage in fire code violation either, so whatever that works out to be, I think we can have an equitable outcome. But when I got in trouble back in the day, which was a lot, I had to go out there and weed the garden that was out there that my family canned 700 quarts of vegetables about every year on, so.
okay.
So, and that cement pad, if we put a shed back up there, then
That's their extra shed, it's not,
Okay. I get it. I told Myron and Mitch when I was out there. I get it.
I don't want this to just be a handshake behind the scenes that just give them property and now.
Well, from what I found out is we contact our lawyer and stuff, and then there's a 30-day, period before we vacate it, and stuff like that.
And then basically you just give them that 10 feet or.
We'll find out. I'm not 100% sure yet. 'Cause
When will you
I did
know?
hear that we cannot, or just from not speaking to the lawyer, we cannot sell it. But we'll find out, and
You
we'll,
can't sell it, you can't sell any of them, even though some of them are but commercial, they have to be commercial properties right there. So anybody should be able to, the city of Hills is so flush with money that they can't sell, that's not even a question?
well, that's
I
what,
don't understand.
that's what we're gonna find out, and everybody gets to know because it's a public
Right,
thing.
yeah, I'm not saying, they
So,
paid $1,400
Everybody will,
for the,
So are they gonna vacate the other ones on the other lots too then?
yes, we're gonna look into them.
and Solberg is gonna get the other side of that, because if that property had been built over further, would you then have to vacate all of it to them?
That's what we have to find out. I've never been through it before, to vacate one, so I'll stay current with it and everything like that, so.
Thank you.
We'll keep you
So
up
do
to
you
date.
reach out to those current homeowners then about the 10 feet on our side?
No, I did not.
But you will.
Well, it's like I said before, we don't dispute property lines.
Well,
We just-
the thing is, we're not disputing it, you're saying that they have been paying taxes on the house. You can't draw the line 5 feet in the house, and the only way to effectively satisfy the tax liability for the last 50 years is to say that the occupants of that, they've been living there, so they have taken possession. The taxes are met. But then the 10 feet on the other side becomes abandoned because they weren't taking care of it, or nobody was really paying on it.
Okay. I'll
Like
find
it
out
should have
more.
been.
I'll keep you guys up to date when we do it, so. I don't have a problem with that.
All right.
All right?
Thank you, and I hope nobody's mad about it.
No worries, man.
And hey, go Hills, Ben. Want to stay basketball and football
And track.
And track.
and track.
And track.
Now I got something to brag to my relatives in Iowa about.
Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for
Stay
having
in
us.
touch. Okay?
Hope everything works out for everyone. Have a great day.
You too. So we got Justin, Macy Jack, and then he's replacing his old garage with a new garage and a cement pad.
And you're changing some of the setback on it.
Yes. We'll actually be further with the way that the yard is sloped for, the dirt work and everything. It'll actually work better to move it further, a little bit further towards the house than the alley. So we'll be, I think, instead of the, 5 feet that you have to be from the alley, we'll be 10 feet from the alley.
And then you were gonna move it back just a smidge.
Yep.
Because to be at least 25 from the edge of the road.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have plenty of property there where it'll be 25 from the edge of the road.
And then you're gonna get rid of those trees.
Yep,
on
those
the-
trees and then the one on the southwest corner
Yeah.
between me and Esslink there.
And this sidewalk
Yep.
that
that'll-
runs here, it doesn't go to anything. It just,
No.
yeah.
And that right there will be where the driveway is, so.
Right there. Okay. Well, good. You want a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Justin's building plan for the garage.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Thank you.
Thanks, Ron.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna go make the baseball game.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Drink some water.
Yep.
Came early.
We're booking along. I find anything was worthless.
I really just wanted to come and kind of meet everybody that's at the city council. Really just kind of present kind of what I kind of stand for the sheriff's office and kind of where I think I like the sheriff's office to go. So that's kind of what I was here. And then one, just to, you guys can ask me questions too, where I think that I want to take the sheriff's office. Because it's not just about me, obviously, it's about the community and where they want to go with it. Because the sheriff's office only goes as far as the community wants it to go. So that's kind of how I feel. So if you don't mind, I'll sit down. Otherwise, so again, thank you for letting me come and kind of present. If you don't know, Jeff Stratton, I was born and raised in Laverne. So sorry that. Ooh. I wore red and white, but I'm getting used to the blue. The blue looks very good. So trust me, there we go.
Yeah.
My whole family still lives here. I married my high school sweetheart, so we've been together, 30 years already. Been married 26 years this year, so I moved back in 2020, so we've been back about 6.5 years. I spent most of my career in Harper County. That's where the bulk of my experience is. So, but for me at the sheriff's office, it sounds cliche, but it really is about community policing and community interaction. I've taken that really to heart as SRO. I try to make as many events as I can. I've always kind of said I can only build relationships if I put the effort forth. And if I'm only doing it 8 hours at school, that's never going to work. So I tend to gravitate towards sports. I love sports. That's why I'm coaching middle school volleyball and middle school baseball. And I dumped a game last night and just love it. So you know, for me to be able to go to football games and volleyball games and basketball games, like that's just in my wheelhouse, so. And I don't have any kids at home, and I can just go, so that's kind of nice that I can have that opportunity. So building on that, that's where I want, you know, the guys eventually, because I understand, I get a lot of people going, you know, we knew Kirk Kester back in the day, you know, we knew Jerry Vorberg, and we knew Clyde Netting, and like, I remember knowing those guys too when I was in high school. So I really want to get back to that time when people can walk in and go, oh, I do know that person, not just a deputy. And I understand that's tough too. It's tough to get out there. So that's one of my first goals, is really to push community policing. And you know, it's easy to go to a volleyball game. I mean, if you don't know the sport, that's fine. But basketball is easy. I mean, I told everybody that I can talk to is, you know, in the wintertime, you either got boys or girls basketball at both schools. So you have opportunities all week to go that. Laverne has 2 hockey teams. They have wrestling, they have gymnastics. I mean, there's opportunities aplenty to get out there. And I don't know a lot about gymnastics, but I got friends that have girls, so I gotta go to gymnastics. So for me, that's kind of our big push. The community involvement is a little harder, but we did a Citizens Academy. Evan, when he was sheriff, we did one in 21. And honestly, that was a great experience because it got people into our office and really got to know us and talk to us. That's probably not feasible to do one every year. Again, we have 9,900 people that live here. You gotta have interest, but that is something I would like to try and do like every 3 years. I think that's a good opportunity. You get graduates through school that learn a little bit more about it with the SRO, and then we can have those people. So those are some of the things. In the summertime, I'd like to try and do some different opportunities. We do some seminars, maybe we go and talk about scams, maybe talk about frauds. This summer, Sergeant and I were doing a women's self-defense. And that, did you sign up?
No, I didn't. Sign me up.
Yeah, that actually stems for the last, since 22, I'm an ARC member in Laverne. Very well good friends with Becky Ossenford. She asked me in 22 to come and do a self-defense for like the 5th and 6th graders. I'm like, sure, we can bring somebody in, and we've done it every 2 years now, and this year especially we had a lot of response because I was doing DARE again at the same time, and a lot of parents were like, oh, they came home and they had so much fun and they're showing me the holds, and like, we don't teach anybody to hurt anybody, by the way. It's all make sure you're safe. I think we say that like 1,000 times. I'm like, this isn't to hurt people, it's just to make sure you're safe. So that kind of spurred into doing this class, and we're gonna see how it goes, and if it works, we'll continue to do some of those things. So those are some of my ideas for the community outreach. The next big thing, being in the school, I get it a lot. Mental health, it is just, it's tough. I mean, we're never gonna have the exact answer for it. But my thing is, I never wanna stop trying. So we can be more involved in the school, that's great. I think they're doing a pretty good job, but we can always do better, obviously. For the office, I think just more role-based training. I've been fortunate enough in Carver, we did 2 different trainings like that. The last 2 or 3 years I was there, where they bring in actors and actually act out all the scenes. So I think some more of that training is good, and you're seeing that more and more. And I think we have good trainings, and just maybe we need to do a little bit more. Southwest Crisis Center, I just realized this year has a lot of really free trainings to come in, so that's something maybe we'll utilize a little bit more through the sheriff's office. And we've done some in the past, but it's maybe something we just need to stay on track with. And kind of the last thing, and there's tons of things in law enforcement, but the main 3 for me is technology. And I understand technology is expensive, especially, I mean, listening to the IT people in schools, like, never realized how much Chromebooks cost. And when one goes bad, it's $1,500 to $2,000. You don't think about, well, there's 200 kids or 1,000 kids. So I know technology is expensive. My thing is, I don't want to be last. Like, if technology is out there, I'd rather not be last, because last means we're spending a lot of money. And I get it takes money. That's just being more fiscally responsible, and not that they haven't, but that would be a big thing for me, is let's just not be last. Because if we can spend $50,000 this year, I don't want to spend $200 next year. Because at some point, body cameras are probably going to be mandatory through the state. I mean, it's just a matter of time, unfortunately. And I know Evan was working at it. I think we're working at it now, but If those things aren't in place, those technology things are some of the things I'm gonna push right away. Because again, I hate being last. I don't gotta be first. I don't have to be first, but I just don't wanna be last when it comes to that stuff. Because fiscally being fiscally responsible, I think, is looking 3 to 5 years all the time. And you can't predict that future, I get it, but at least we gotta be looking all the time for that, so. Any questions? I went through it pretty fast. I'm not trying to waste your time, so I appreciate that.
Well, it's nice that you came. I mean, I appreciate it.
Yeah, so, and I'm always open. My cell phone's out there. If you get multiple people obviously have an HBC, you can always reach out. You can message me. Most people kind of know me well enough. I'm pretty much an open book. There aren't many things that I won't give you my opinion about. Sometimes people don't like it, but I will always answer your questions. There's no question I won't answer. There's no question that hurt my feelings. I'm not easily offended. So you can pretty much ask me anything and I'll.
No question, you just seem like a good person.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. My wife might argue with you some days, but you know, I want the best for the sheriff's office. I want the best for the community. I know I get this question a lot. What will happen with the SRO position? As long as I'm working, that's never going away. I mean, less funding, I mean, I can't predict that future, but I think all the communities see what we've been able to do with that program. I will find somebody that is a really good fit. And it does take a certain person too. You know, if you have somebody who just wants to sit in the office, which I hear that in the state of Minnesota, there's officers just sit in their office and look at. Obviously, I'm not that person. I'm out and about. I like being out. I've gone through 3 pairs of shoes in 3 years because I put a lot of miles on. But we will find somebody that will continue to take the program because it's kind of my baby. Like, I was the first one and I don't want it to fail. So I will do everything in my power to make sure it's successful. There will be a seamless transition with me at the school as long as I need to be. So I know I get that quite a bit, and the fact I still go to events because I just can't stay away from sports, so, but.
There's a lot.
No, well, yeah, when you're going to state all the time. Rex, we're gonna expect Rex to do this all the time.
And winning.
Like, you go to state and lose it, way down here at this point in time, but.
We'll sell you some Hill's water.
I could take it back to Laverne then a little bit.
Just a little bit, not too much. No, I don't have a question.
How many officers have the body cams right now?
Currently in Rock, nobody.
Nobody does have them?
Nobody.
I swear to one.
So there are officers in the state. I have many friends still up in the cities. You know, camera phones are so, I mean, I carry 2 on me most days. I think a lot of guys, what they're doing, and not that it's right or wrong, it's just they're trying to protect themselves, I get that, but they're setting their phones in their pockets, turning on the recorder. I understand trying to do that, but the problem with that is if you don't have a policy in place, you don't have a way to edit the footage, like a lot of bad things can happen. So right now with a lot of the body cameras that the people are using, you know, under their policies, like they can edit things, they can pixelate. Well, if you don't have that capability and you have a juvenile, well, you can't use that because you can't pixelate the juvenile or, you know, a domestic abuse victim that they don't want her or his identity out there. So I understand guys wanting to do that, but like that sets up a bad precedent though too. So, but currently we don't have here, but again, I think it's just a matter of time before. I mean, I always thought weed was gonna be legalized. I said it since 2010. I mean, it took a lot longer than I thought, but this is one of those things it's probably gonna happen. I just like to be out in front of it. And I think we're trying. Money is the object, but you gotta spend it at some point. Again, the equipment's actually fairly reasonable. So to actually get the camera is not really that expensive. And when I say expensive, I mean, that might be $1,000, but realistically, they're not that expensive. It's the storage of all the data. That's kind of our issue is, now here, 13 people, you know, I'm not an IT person whatsoever, but you still need a fairly large database because it's every traffic stop, it's every encounter, you know, so you might have somebody that activates it 6 times in a shift, and if you're doing that constantly, that data and then you get to dump it eventually, because the random traffic stop where you give a warning, we don't need to keep that for forever, but a lot of places will keep it up to 60 days, so, whatever your max is, like summertime when a lot of traffic stops happen.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we sit right now, is the data storage is basically what's our crutch. Equipment, and there's grants and scholarships out there through the government, through state entities that you can sometimes get that stuff for free. But again, you still gotta have the data storage. So that's kind of our bugaboo that we run into, so.
Well, what do you need?
That's gonna run check.
Yeah.
how much data?
Talking to Evan a year or so ago, 2 years ago, it was pretty significant, like the data. It's a lot. You're not talking just a 32 gig, you're talking tons and tons and tons of data. So, again, and then it's not gonna be on site. It's gonna be onboarded out somewhere. So we're not gonna have a room full of computers and stuff like that. It'll be onboarded to something else. So.
Oh, okay.
So then, then you're really off site. So now if it's, for argument's sake, let's just say it's in Sioux Falls. Well, what's the cost to have it in Sioux Falls? Now we have the equipment, but we still have. So storage is such an expense right now, but it'll come down, obviously, because eventually everybody will have to have it. But that's kind of our downfall. But
Will it be stored in the Twin Cities?
it could be, and honestly, all these data centers going up, and it could be stored really anywhere. So, Moral World is kind of one of the big ones now. They're not taking over everything, but their name's on a lot of stuff. They could have a data center in Minneapolis or Denver. So, it could, depending on where you argumentally, get your contract from, it's kind of wherever that goes.
So it's stored in any of those places?
Pretty much, yeah. Once you onboard it through the cloud, because right now we have cameras in our squads. Obviously, we have body mics that we wear. That's just stored. You come up and it automatically connects to your squad, takes it to the data center, and it's onboarded. Now we can pull it from our computers because we have the website side of it, but yeah, it's not right here at all. So. But.
You said you have 13 officers?
So, from the sheriff down, because we have 3 sergeants, we're down 3 people right now, so it might technically be 14 or 15 from the sheriff down.
Okay.
So.
And you're anticipating hiring more, or what is what is the ideal number?
Ideally, so typically our shifts have, like today there was 2 people working the day shift. Right now, because it's an overlap, there's technically 3, but you typically have 2 day shifts on each side, so there's 4, and then you'd have a sergeant working each night with 2 deputies, so 4, 6, 8, 9. In a perfect world, we'd have a rover. So some years back when the SRO position came in, Evan was able to get like a rover at night. So that person would do like 7 on, 7 off, it was more to help with overtime. And then the position that I'm in, the SRO, was always built to go in the summer and help with overtime. So what that does is, again, if you have less overtime, your budget can stay a little more budget friendly. And then we have 1 sergeant that works during the day, and then obviously the sheriff. So ideally, if we're fully staffed, we have that rover car, and then the SRO position at summertime could be an extra car. So we're getting there. We have 2 people, 1 in FTO, 1 slated to start next week, and then we just did interviews for our 3rd position that's open. So we have a good shot of being fully staffed by the end of the year, which in my 6.5 years, we've been fully staffed quite a bit, and when we added the positions of the SRO and the rover, that's when we started being a little bit, but we've always kind of made it do, but it'd be nice to have fully staffed, so.
Because how many miles is Rock County?
Oh, it's
It's a lot. So you're
It's
supposed-
large,
sorry.
it's large,
Well,
so we're 21 miles across,
Yep.
and we're 21 miles, so it's a lot of space. So from, the crazy thing is, you can almost be in Ellsworth. Ellsworth's technically a couple miles, obviously, to Nobles.
Yep.
But to get to Jasper, it's a haul, and we typically only have 1 person working the county shift anyways. But Laverne, we move around the pieces when we have to, but yeah, you're covering, 400 square miles.
This is part of Jasper, isn't it?
So the very south part of Jasper, there's like 2 blocks, and then like 3 blocks.
Yeah.
The old gas station, that's not working, that's not up anymore. The elevator that just came down, that was technically in Rock County, so,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a
South
very
of-
little bit of Jasper in
South of
there.
Main Street or in front?
So 251st is County Road 12 on the very north side. I can't believe I remembered those 2 numbers. 251st is easy. So 251st is kind of the cutoff. So when you get up on 75 and it kind of curves to the left, there's a road to go to Edgerton. Like that's the cutoff. So when you come into town, there's that farm on the left side when you're coming into Jasper, right on the outskirts. And then you go past, like, there's an apartment complex. And then that's all 1 block in until you get down. And then there's 2 blocks, 3 blocks down, and then 2 blocks over. So
Okay.
not a lot of population lives in Jasper, but
Right.
yeah, we do have 15 houses or so.
I heard about that, weird.
Yeah, it is a little odd, although working in the cities, I worked in Carver County, like Chanhassen, most of Chanhassen is in Carver County, a little bit's in Hennepin, and a little bit on the north side and the other side, and then Chaska's kind of the same way. There's a little bit in Hennepin because it's right on the edge, so, but,
Is it Hills, Dean, Beaver Creek, Blueberry, Hardwick?
yep, Hardwick,
Jasper.
Canaranzi, Magnolia,
Oh, okay.
yep,
Oh, Magnolia, then.
yep, Hardwick, Kenneth.
Oh, I love
And
it.
back in the day when Bruce was still, I'm going way back in the, I didn't even know Bruce was a city until I did research in 2019 when I came back. So Ash Creek technically, when that was a city. So that's obviously, it's unincorporated now like
What was
Canaransi.
that called?
So when I was,
Oh, I think.
Ash Creek, yeah.
Thought he was
Yeah.
swearing in our meeting.
No, that was actually a city for,
Okay.
my cousin was actually the mayor for many, many years there. So, but yeah, Ash Creek became unincorporated like Canaransi.
I like Magnolia. That was a really small town
Yeah,
that got 2 buildings now, probably.
so,
Awesome.
thank you guys, I
Yeah,
appreciate you letting me
calling.
come. Absolutely, like I said, just wanted to introduce myself, and again, if you guys have any questions that come up for the city, or don't hesitate to ask, I'm an open book about anything, so. I'd shake your hand, but I don't wanna hurt you, buddy.
Yeah, you can't squeeze it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, thanks for letting me come.
Yep.
Nice seeing you
Thank you.
again.
Yep.
See you, buddy.
See ya.
Have a good night, guys.
Yep.
See you Saturday?
Yeah, see you Saturday.
Sounds good.
I like that guy.
He's a nice guy, Chelsea. All the kids at school like him, so.
But obviously, he's our sheriff.
You're running for sheriff.
Oh, he's running for sheriff. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Dennis?
Connie said I don't really need to.
Okay.
say anything.
Okay.
Just gonna have
He was just gonna come anyway.
Well, that's fine.
food and beer.
Thanks for coming.
Food and beer and fun on Saturday night.
Good. Perfect.
It's not
Friday
Saturday.
night, and Saturday.
Friday night. Perfect.
The weather's gonna be very favorable, it looks like, so that's great.
That's right. Okay, Alan?
And do you guys have other things that you want to,
If
other
you
people?
want, we can go through some other stuff if you want to wait. Okay. Okay, these we got building permits. The nursing home, for 2 apartment buildings. Replace 46 windows in those apartment buildings. The windows will be the same or similar in size. They're gonna replace the 14 patio doors. And they'll be the same size, and also 4-foot wall around the dumpster, in the place of the dumpster for the nursing home.
Oh, yeah, they're always going over.
Yep.
That curb stop, are they gonna leave, are they just gonna go and pull that cement out and they just put it back in? Because that's the one that's.
That got hit.
Mhm.
I'd have to check with Dustin, but
Sounded like they were just.
the nursing home was gonna do it,
Yeah.
Okay.
so
Yep.
that's what it's up. Yep, they're ready for it
Yep,
and everything
okay.
like that, so. Yep.
We told them that at that one meeting they came to, that they had to pay for that.
And I think Dustin went up to one of their meetings out there and discussed it.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
And Rocco was doing the work too,
Yep,
so.
awesome.
I'll make a motion to approve the two phone and their, and their what?
Windows and patio.
Windows and patio doors and their
Don't forget.
construction, whatever, yeah, all the stuff they need.
I'll second
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Craig and Chris Walton, 132 South Church Avenue, requested a building permit to replace the steps on the east side of their home. The steps will be the same size, but they will replace the new composite composite material and add a railing.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
One second.
All those in favor?
it. Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Adam and Angela Lang, 212 South Elizabeth Avenue, removing chimney due to falling down and replace the walls with new vinyl siding, new asphalt shingles to match the home, and replace the gutters.
I'll make a motion to approve Adam and Angela Lang's, building project with chimney falling down.
I'll
Second it.
Dennis
Yeah,
is the
Vicky will
second.
second
All those in favor?
it.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Sharon Rosso, 108 North Church Avenue, replacing 2 walk-through doors on the home. 1 door on the south side and 1 door on the north side.
I'll make a motion to approve Sharon's building permit.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Tyler and Kayla Bush, 301 East 7th Street, requesting to construct a new cedar wood 10 by 15 deck on the east and north sides of their existing garage.
I'll make a motion to approve Tyler and Kayla Bush's deck.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Brian and Darla Cranehoff, 701 County Road, request laying asphalt on their existing driveway, 16 feet wide by 280 long. Along the parking near, so they're camper.
Is this the alley next to Irwin?
No.
it's on
Oh,
West side of the highway out there.
I'll make a
Oh.
motion to
The
approve
east side of the
that.
highway.
East side, yeah. I was
I'll
facing the wrong way.
second.
I'm sorry.
Aye.
Okay.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Mark and Aaron Tops, 301 South Josephine Avenue, request to replace the back steps on their home with green treated lumber.
These are my neighbors, so I'll make a motion to approve the back steps with green treated lumber from Market Aaron Top.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And last one, Judy Top, 607 South Elizabeth Avenue, request to replace the material on both of the front and back decks with a new composite material, and the railing will be new aluminum material.
I'll make a motion to approve, replacing front and back deck with new composite material for Judy Top.
Second.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, I'll second.
building at 610 South Central Avenue. Replace the walk-through door in the northeast corner of the building.
I'll make a motion to approve them walk-in doors.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Carried. Number one, act on the city EDA minutes from May 12th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. And then, act on the list of city and EDA and fire department bills.
And I did put a sheet of additional bills on the table. If you look at the very last, item on there, you're gonna renew that CD, that general fund CD that matures on the 11th.
All for fire truck.
Yes, that CD is designated for fire truck replacement, and each year we always put in $2,500 additional into that CD. So that, I did make out that check, but if you choose not to do that, I can void it too. So. But we did, it is in the budget.
I'll make a motion for all city EDA and fire department bills.
No second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? So, Vinny's not here. Did you
No,
tell
it
you
is
anything?
not coming.
Yeah, he didn't tell you.
He did not.
Okay.
Do you know, was he gonna put new curtains in at the south ball field? Don't even worry, I got it, we'll get it done.
That restroom is,
They need new
Disgusting.
curtains down there, I'll
haven't
get it
been in
done.
there.
That's okay, I was just down there, Sunday, I'll get it done
Are we,
for the weekend, cause there's ball games at both.
they're using
they're
both
Yeah.
this weekend?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, they are.
That's
They
why-
are using both?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Are the dugouts actually done yet?
They'll be done this week. he
The
said.
roof.
Yep, they'll be done this week.
It was 10 today.
We took well, I shouldn't say we, Harding Builders helped out and Dalton Pass, and they took down the net. Because the net was just too low, so we just took it down. They escaped they escaped big injuries, but they took it down.
Are they gonna put a new net up, just in case
He
it comes
thinks,
up?
he said for this weekend, we're just gonna leave it down.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna leave it down, and then he's gonna see if we can, he thinks he can get it back to where it was.
Oh, okay.
Tighten it back up. It just got too loose over the years, so. But we got that down for this weekend because
It catches
I
a lot
know
of balls.
a lot of balls, and it was super, super low. And, you know,
Do you think that you need to warn people that when it comes up, or?
well, you could put a sign out just like they do in Major League ballparks, you know. I mean, you can.
Most people pay attention, usually people
Somebody
holler.
is paying
Usually somebody's
attention.
hollering.
Yeah. And then with the stands there and everything now, I mean,
Yeah.
it's for the most.
Did we get the stands fixed?
He said he's coming this week too. He's coming with to fix that piece up there, and then he's coming with the Ethan Erickson bench too, is what I was informed with Tim Lott.
What is that, and if we got stuff going on, and,
Yep.
I mean, the season's half over, and
I know.
everybody
I know.
asks me about it.
Me and Braden actually sat around and talking about how many games are played on that diamond. I mean, maintenance and
a lot.
between men's and kids, it's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, I think I've heard the question like a dozen times this year.
Yeah. And I know my brother was sitting up there.
And the concession stand. Why does the city have stuff in the concession stand?
That's not our,
That's not us.
No.
I mean, if Remington would like to, do that, I mean, they're looking for volunteers.
Well, from what I heard is the city had lumber and materials in there and they couldn't use the concession stand until the city cleaned out
Well-
the concession stand.
Dustin did take that out of there before last Saturday, so Emily could go in there and clean and start putting stuff in.
Because I think usually on this weekend, it's usually,
it's
last year was
volunteers.
girls, last year was girls
It's
basketball.
parents.
Is it parents this
It's
weekend?
parents,
Yeah,
like,
it's parents.
usually it's volunteers of the players that are playing. Each parent is supposed to take a time slot. In the last couple of years, they've had a really hard time.
We just Holden scheduled it for this weekend.
Oh,
And he
okay.
says if you don't like it, switch with somebody. In a nice way.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
he's like, here's the schedule. If
It's
you need to move
community.
around, move around. But every family had a time slot between the whatever.
Yeah.
So there's usually somebody that,
Exactly what's that coaching ball too. You gotta demand volunteers or you make a schedule. And if nobody volunteers, then you get a schedule.
It's fun.
Just
You always find out, just make a schedule and
Yeah.
it is what it is, and if you don't like it.
Mark DeBoer mentioned.
Vending machines,
Vending machines.
yeah, he talked to me too. And I'll look into them, but I'm always hoping that somebody would volunteer like Wall Ravens did for many, many years,
Mhm.
you know? And you can make a quick buck on it, and if you enjoy the games too, so.
Mhm.
I know we had Yale talk to us at the fair hall about maybe doing popcorns at like fast pitch softball games. It's like,
They would like it too.
Yeah.
Talk to all the fast pitch teams that, Remington would like to go down there. And especially now with the weather, you're gonna go through a lot of water,
Mhm.
a lot of water.
Or Gatorade.
But,
yeah, I guess the biggest deal with him is power to his machine. I'm sure we can figure something.
yeah, I told Mark I'd look into it with maybe Dustin and stuff like that. But it's always nice to have somebody in there. Like Wall Ravens always said, the easy money makers crushing that ice and
Mhm.
putting some
Flavor.
food color flavoring in there. It's a big money maker. So,
Maybe the city can buy Remington or really good popcorn.
Yeah.
Dad wouldn't
You
break
make a
this.
motion. I got it, yeah.
Dad wouldn't break this.
No, we plugged it in that day and it just started smoking. So,
And then I talked to all the men's softball teams about filling in the holes. Some of the young kids kept falling into their drag marks and stuff like that. And I said, just please fill them in. And they were all nice enough to say they would do that. So otherwise, yeah, the net won't be up. We just decided to take the time. So we just figured it'd be the ball will go up and then it'll come right back down on really fast on the catcher's head or umpire. So yeah, we can put a sign out there if you want.
I don't think it's
A lot of
necessary.
them fields are just like that high.
They are. I've been to a lot of them, and that's the way they are.
We talked about doing, like a normal fence, so we don't
That
have.
would just a little overhang. So
Yeah, if we ever get around to redoing that chunk of chain link or whatever, the bottom is kind of,
yeah,
so if we ever redid it, we
it
could,
looks nice.
we could put a little overhang deal or something on it.
So,
Well,
well,
hit the ball in the hands all the time.
yeah, we something that I told Holden that we would have to look into, no hitting BP into the fence. That's what causes it, because it'll start folding out from. So I did talk to Holden about that. You want to keep it nice. I've seen them like over in steam when they get really bad because they hit into the fence. So I asked him for that one. So okay, the treasurer's report.
So, getting back to that number 3, where are we at with the epoxy for the restrooms?
I spoke to Riley, and then he just never, because he's full-time down in, what's that? McClure's. Yeah, he's full-time down there. I'll reach out to him again one more time, and then otherwise, I know the guy that did the epoxy in the locker in my cooler too. He's from Ellsworth, and he does do it. So, for the epoxy for the baseball diamond, that'd be for everybody to discuss if it's worth it or not. There's only one tournament there. I mean, I think epoxy would be good at the park, but that'd be for when I come up with the answer of who's gonna do it here, so.
Yeah.
I think we might.
And there's not a lot of square footage down
Ask
there.
him for quote.
Yeah, that's what all I'm asking for is quotes.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
So
asking
there's
for.
not a lot of square footage down at the baseball field. If he was here doing stuff,
Yeah,
doing both or whatever.
yeah, it's just, we'll see what the quote comes back. I'll have my guy quote for both if we want to have that done too, so. We'll just have two separate slips, so.
Okay, the bank balance as of today in the general checking account is $107,768.60. We have two CDs that are maturing. One is a general CD on June 11, and that's the one that's designated for fire truck replacements. And then we also have an EDA CD that is maturing on June 18. The CD rates for Cedars, that would be for the general account. The 26 weeks is at 3.50, 52 weeks is 3.25, and 2 years is 2.25. And the CD rates for the EDA, 7 months is 3.50, 11 months is 3.25, and 15 months is 3.00. And then we received a reimbursement from the AT&T company to reimburse us for the property taxes of where the cell tower sits on the city property. We do have some large expenses coming up in the next couple months. We'll have the slurry seal, which would be around $80,200. The law enforcement contract is due on July 15th, that's $43,075. And then the epoxy, if that does get done, at the Jacobson Park and the baseball field. And then also, we really gotta get on that playground, the cement pad and the shaded structure for the playground, because there was organizations that and businesses that put a lot of money into that with donations. So we should get that done.
So you did give a quote to that cement pad last, 2 months ago, in the April meeting, Marla?
Yeah, they're,
I think it was at 20 by 30, I think it was like $5,400 or something like that. I remember right.
this pro playground.
No.
Here.
No, we talked about putting a cement pad
Oh.
up there and stuff.
Okay.
There's a few things in it.
The thing might change with from what I get from Dustin is that they might change, we might have to go a different route because he cannot find those black. He
Yeah.
cannot find them.
Oh, the
Yeah,
black.
and they don't look good at all anyway.
I don't know if everybody's, I'm sure everybody's seen it, but he did put something out about turf. And I've seen more playgrounds like that. I've seen them down in Sioux City, they got them. The only thing I question to him is it's not used where there's like football lines on it or anything like that. He said no. So that just might have to be changed and we might have to find another purpose for those things because I'm sure it was donated money.
Yeah.
So we might have to find another purpose for it. So
Maybe stick a note with the res around that one or something.
that's what
I mean, I
his
guess
suggestion.
there's sand.
But that was his suggestion, just so they're being used, because it's stolen stuff, so we gotta use it for something. But I think for there, that we should just make an alternate route, because it's just, they're all like this, and she
There's
said
no
the
trip
kids,
hazard.
she said, I talked to the daycare provider, the one on this site, and she just said that, you know, every once in a while a kid will hit, they've gotten so used to them kind of being a little unlevel, but they'll hit them and,
Yeah. So you can tell just by driving by, it's like, oh,
so.
Mm-hmm.
For the shade part, I'm good with what Vicky presented last time.
So I have asked a couple people to get quotes and I have not gotten them back yet. So just kind of waiting. Just see if we can get some quotes on stuff.
Because all them bigger companies, I've talked to a few who pro playground and stuff, and they're all, they know what they're worth, so.
Does anybody think that we could get like, just these to maybe help out with it? Stuff like that, if we just purchase it?
I don't know.
I think that's I mean,
It's
I
an
think we
option.
could look at that too and we could see, you know, just from the quotes and then like, yeah, just overall look at all of them and say, okay, which is the best option? And I would think that like maybe these, that if we decided to just go purchase something, they would maybe, I don't know, yeah, come in and help also, like just
Sioux Valley's always
volunteer
nice.
sometime.
tell them to bring a boom truck. Help us put it up in the spring, take it
I know
down in
that-
the fall.
Yeah.
And they would.
Or leave it up all the time, like,
If you got a
Like
good
a-
one, or whatever,
And they still recommend taking them down,
Yeah.
than that, so.
just in case you get like freezing rain or
Yeah.
stuff in the winter on it.
Yeah.
Cold, you know,
Cold and
brittle.
So,
I'll check with them and see where they're at.
I'll check on the
Quotes.
turf.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause something smooth would be real nice there, I think.
It'll look nice too.
It's something that completely covers the ground, so we ain't got weeds growing up between things.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
She goes,
You know, I
I think you'd have to maybe put that.
And I don't think it'd be a bad idea to do some
Landscape.
sort,
Yep.
do some sort of landscaping along the fence, so we're not got weeds this tall weaving in and out of the fence, because
Mhm.
apparently we don't have time to weed eat that yet. So if we did some sort of landscaping,
Sure. That's a good idea.
and then, yeah, pickleball coordinates landscape, yeah.
And we receive a donation, and we have been every year for over here,
Yeah.
right?
From New Vision,
So
we're
that-
still gonna be getting some in the next 2 or 3 years.
The landscape thing might do something.
Yeah.
And we still need to get a sign for that with them, which I was looking into and I didn't get it done yet.
For all the
For the
donors.
for the donors over there.
Where
Do you think-
where do we get signs from?
Well, they said, you know, Vinny's, for street signs, Vinny said that he usually gets them. And then I heard from, like, Keith Albert said that he's got somebody in Laverne that can do it.
Right.
So
Do we
say-
I'll look
want-
into that.
Do we want like, I guess what kind of sign do we want? Do we want like a metal, like? kind of-
Something like at the park, and I believe they have it in Steen too, at the basketball courts there.
Mhm.
You know, so something that can't be really destroyed.
Blue for streets and red for avenues.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had, I replaced some at Cherry Creek Plaza, they were just like a no parking sign, but we had Pride Neon make them, and it's like a vinyl on the, like a tin sign or whatever. And I don't know what they cost, I have no idea, but they turned out, I mean, they had all the graphics, and I mean, they were really nice. No idea on price or nothing, but, you know, I just put them up. I
Do
thought,
we want to check that?
I thought they
Yeah, I can check
were
on it.
really nice,
And then if you want to
but,
send me some, if you can find some information on that one, and I'll
Yeah.
just kind of gather everything together for next meeting.
I think those ones in the park were made in Laverne at Quality
Or
Printing.
think
call
so.
it, call it
Uh-huh.
printing, that's
Yep,
what
yep.
he told me.
They do a really nice job.
So I'll check them too. I'm gonna go back to work for once.
So we have to make a motion to put that $2,500 into that CD and
Yes. And to renew it for whatever number of months. Choose.
I'll make a motion. We'll add that $2,500 to the CD 1031333036. And then I was thinking 11 month, or was it? We could do 11?
Let's see here.
Oh, that's EDA.
Cedar. Yeah, it's a cedar.
Yep, the cedar.
The lines.
We'll do the 52 week at 3.25.
Second?
I'll say.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried.
That's EDA CD 172347. I thought this will do 11 month at 3.5 or 3.25.
Did you make a motion? I'll say.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Oh, okay, we've got to adopt a resolution on a vacated alley between Parker Schumacher at 124 South Avenue and Ron Solberg's rental property at 120th South Water. I'm sorry, 124 South Water Avenue. So this is what they came in here and samples were talking about.
So at one time, I don't get that 10 foot, did they buy I didn't understand the 10-foot north side of the house.
From what I gathered from Mark and Myron came and got me, and I went down there and I looked at it. Okay, so Schumacher's had their property surveyed. Okay, so, and if you wanna look at the picture, they had it surveyed, so, right here, right next to Myron Samples here, that survey went all the way over and pretty much through that big tree right there. Okay, so that's what they're talking about. Okay, they also, talked to certain people, you know, vacated an alley, you can't really charge them for that. Or you can't charge them for that alley. So that's kind of what we got going. They're talking about the alley, they're concerned about the alley, and then make sure they were paying the proper taxes and stuff like that. Sometimes he's a little hard to understand when he's talking, but I kind of gathered the 10 feet they're worried, that they were talking about, I shouldn't say worried about, is what they were previously, you know, mowing and, you know, just kind of like all my yard with my
Through that
neighbors.
propane tank?
No, that line that's, he used to have an old shed right there. You can kind of see at the 10.1 there. He has a concrete pad. Myron Sample had an old shed there. Right back there now, I think he had a snow blower and some stuff back there. That's what they're concerned at there. Talked to some people, and, you know, we don't dispute property lines. You know, they have to go do that. So the alley piece, I mean, I've spoken to, you know, a couple former council members, a couple, you know, former mayor Keith, I talked to him about it, and they did it before, and that's what they did. And we'll find out more when we vacate it, because then it has to be like a 30 days and stuff like that. It has to go through a lawyer and stuff like that, to vacate that.
So do we split that alley between the two properties? or-
Yeah, the ideal thing right now is, you know, like, since they're already in the alley, so they would get like 12 to 13 feet, and then, yeah, Ron would get the
But
rest
that
of
alley's
it.
only 10 something, right?
Well, here it's 10-4 to the one side of the propane.
Yeah.
And then 9,
You see what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See
8,
what's that?
19, like
Yeah.
20 feet.
So you would just,
Yeah.
you know, since he's already in the alley and stuff like that, I mean, we're,
Looks like it'd be almost split. Just by looking at this.
So then on this one here, okay, so this property line here, right, that's a property line too?
that's Schumacher's
Yeah, okay, so that shed is not technically 5 feet off the
property.
line either.
That's what they're concerned about.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
That
concerned
would
about.
be, that'd be like a grandfather, you know?
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's
If
what
it
Myron,
fell down or
that's what
something,
Myron
they rebuilt
said,
it, they
said
would
to
have
me,
to
kind of,
move.
and Mitch, they kind of said it's kind of like a grandfather.
Mhm.
I mean, I said, you're only gonna find out by talking,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, if they ever wanted
So the only thing that I'm talking about, or that, you know,
It's on this other side.
is on the other side.
Yeah.
And Parker's going to build his shed.
Right,
Well,
Parker put it right,
changed it,
it's right here.
Okay,
It's
'cause
right here. He said
Yeah.
the north side, and then Sunday, what,
which
or,
north is right here,
yep,
but they
so,
meant
this is.
But they're doing it more toward the middle.
Mm-hmm.
He's
So-
changed his mind again.
Is that Summer Street?
That is.
No, that's
But-
one
but-
alley. That's an alley.
Yeah, this is
I mean,
an
it's on
alley.
his property, he can,
Joey lives over here.
I live right here.
I mean, if anything, he's
he might.
no problem to us now, because he's right in the middle of his
Mhm,
property,
right.
so.
Right,
That's where I started this.
So, yeah, it was one of those things that, you know.
I say we go to the attorney and see what they do. Like,
That's what, well, we're only gonna find out by doing that, instead of, you know, going there asking questions and then getting charged for it, you know.
Yeah, this is what we got going on, and what's the right way to do it?
That's what I want.
Yeah,
Sure.
And then make everybody, you know.
because technically, if this is Ron's, he's on the property line there too already.
Oh, yeah.
He's already over on that one too, and then who's on,
Is that you, Joe?
Joey's on the north side
oh,
of
so,
that.
Yeah, and so then your property line probably isn't exact either.
No, where that pin is, mine's surveyed. I surveyed.
You surveyed your
This is
plan.
where it all started when I did my remodel.
Ah, yeah,
So where that white dot is in the northwest corner there,
yep.
I started that, so.
Joe started in the corner of the way.
Yeah.
Just started this.
So,
But yeah, so then, you know,
Right, let's just make it right.
yep.
yeah, whatever it needs to be.
And because Parker's home was built onto the alley, which was way back in like 1974,
Mhm.
we didn't have anything to do with that, but in order to make that correct with the setbacks, when you vacate that alley, like 12 feet of it has to be Parker's and 8 feet of it to Solver, in order to make that setback correct.
Mhm.
I believe the propane tank was moved already, so
Yeah.
that's there, that's moved, right?
Cause that was Parker's propane tank.
Yes, he moved
In
it.
the middle of that.
It's right,
Yeah, it's
right
over
up by
here.
his house now.
Oh, right here, okay.
So that's what I think just make it right.
That's the move.
Yeah. For him. I did mention it to Ron when he visited me today, and he's like, okay. So,
Yeah, just talk with attorney and, yeah, whatever, to make it all right there with all them homeowners and nothing we can do with tax wise. I mean, that's all with the county.
so,
We don't have to adopt, we're just gonna talk to, or we have to make a.
well, I would adopt it so it's in motion instead of just talking.
Table.
What are your guys' opinions on it? Do you wanna just table it and then talk to the lawyer about it? Or
Find out what we need.
find out what you
You know,
need
what
to do?
what the lawyer
Yeah.
needs
Yep.
in order to start the
I'd
process.
rather make adoption and then.
We'll just,
Yeah.
then it's done, yeah, I get it. It's-
Yeah.
So we'll just table it for now,
Mhm.
and
Reach out as soon as possible.
I'll try to reach out tomorrow to our lawyer. So,
Yeah, see what kind of information and, I mean, the measurements are all GPS coordinate now, so, I mean, it's not like they're out measuring with a stick anymore,
now, the only thing that Sam Wolf's were upset about is they think there was a peg in there and they can't find it no more. I'm like, there's nothing I can do about that. So, all right, we'll just table that, and look into it for more information on that before that happens. It's been there for a while, so. So, Alan,
Yep.
are you ready, sir?
Yeah, you guys ready then?
Yep.
Okay.
A little past 17.
This guy's not coming.
No.
That's next.
Hey everyone.
Hi, Alan.
Hi. All right. Thank you for having me on today's City Council agenda. I wrote to be on for the 3 subjects: digital transparency and public information access, public work sessions, and civic participation, which I have some documentation that I'll pass out to y'all when we get there. And then also government process, responsiveness, and accountability. So, I wrote out some thoughts that I was thinking about just coming into it and just just flowing as best as I could on it, but I ended up writing some thoughts, and I ended up getting a little bit emotional while writing them, but in a good way, like in a good healing way. This is my first summer here. I've been watching the corn grow. It's been pretty nice, actually. Like seeing it go from being a little baby to sprouting up. It's my first friendship days upcoming too, so looking forward to that, experiencing that. I've been feeling a lot of honor and a lot of connection to the lands here. A lot of connection to, like honoring the lands and the ancestors and families, the businesses, that kind of stuff around here. And I've had a good amount of time to reflect on what we've went through since the beginning of the year. I believe I moved into town with a strong desire to hold or to heal some of the cycles of pain and retaliation that the land may hold and the people and the families may hold. And I know that's like a very different thing for a resident to be about or to be interested in. But I feel like we can do that together. I feel like I can help with that process. I feel like I can care and love for the city and the families of the city, and I can care for and love the families of the farmers and those on the edge of town, and kind of what's transpired over the last decades that has gotten us to where we're at. And that's why, when I came into the office and I was asking for the city's history and code and finances and those kinds of things to be brought into light in a modern and digitally accessible way, there was a lot of fear and hesitation around that, like, who's this person? Who's this new person who has these weird new ideas, and we don't yet trust him, he's brand new to town. And I totally understand. I totally understand that. Just like you can't pull the corn stalk to make it grow faster. It's the same thing that's true with the energy of the families of the town and the ancestors of these lands, and kind of how a city can grow and modernize. So I've had a lot of time to reflect on those things. And I want to also, be clear, because you guys have done a good job giving me some portion of the data that I've requested over these last 5 months, and some of that has been published to the website, which is good, like code and ordinances. I think that's a great start. Do you guys remember when you sent me the resolution register that I asked for? Remember how you guys sent it and it was upside down and it was skewed and off center and all that stuff, and I just within a day I recentered everything, unskewed it, and then flipped everything right side up and just sent it back to you. So
You sent it back to us?
Yeah, you did.
I'd have to go back and look. Honestly, I did not mean to send it that way. When I scanned it, it's in a 3-ring binder, and the 3 rings kept getting stuck in the machine. So I had to turn the pages, and I knew it was just a click of the button in order to turn them, so I didn't think it was that big a deal, but I should have put a message with it, but I didn't mean to do that, so. I'm sure you didn't find it funny.
It's okay. I've been crying a lot, I've been healing a lot, yeah. I'm sorry for walking into the office so often demanding, you know, my code and finances, and, you know, I'm a little bit on the spectrum, a little weird, you know? So, and I was hurt, you know, I was told some things that were harmful, and that was hard for me, and that I retaliated, and I shouldn't have retaliated, you know, the way that I did, writing some of the things that I did, and it just, even if it is, you know, state law and whatever, you should always be really loving and kind, always, yeah. And I've learned a lot through this process, and I just want to, you know, I want to thank you guys for holding me through that process, and hopefully I can, hopefully my gifts can serve the community, because that's what I want to do. That's why I sent back the resolution register the way I did, you know. That's really why I did that, and I'm just like, here it is. You know, hopefully put it on the website, you know, make it searchable, you know, make it so that other people can look at this whenever they want. You know, that's really who I am and what I want to contribute. So I hope that's a little bit more clear, that like that's probably not the behavior of somebody who wants to harm town, right? Somebody who like does something like that in return after receiving it. So, is that resolution register gonna go on the website? You guys gonna put that up there?
For the alley?
No.
You know,
Oh,
all
I'm
the
sorry.
resolutions that you received from 2010 to current. I don't know, I guess I didn't think it was really necessary to put it on the website,
Yeah, one
but
of
the
those.
ordinances, yes, but I don't know, that's more, that's up to you guys now.
Who would do it, like,
What's that, Dennis?
who would be implementing it, like?
Yeah. We can.
I think it's something that we need to put a list together and say, okay, here's everything that we want on the site, and then we can't expect her to come, just like any business, we can't expect them to drop everything and work just for us. They've got other businesses that they're doing too, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't.
What- Like, what does that, you know, I guess putting that out there, what does that do for, I get it on, like, one person has came and asked in all these years, but what does that, like, how's that gonna change, like, when we put it all out there? Like,
Well, resolutions are like actions that the city takes, and so it's helpful for anybody who wants to go and just press Control F and look up what actions the city has taken on a specific subject.
Yeah, we shouldn't keep it hidden. I mean, if someone wants to access it for any reason,
Yeah.
you know. If we have it digitized and ready to upload, let's get it up there. Is this something the chamber really wants?
I'm just speaking on behalf of myself and also on behalf of the possibility of anybody who, at any point, wants to just go and look and understand. Any keyword search, that kind of thing.
And you have it all digitized, right up on there?
Yeah, I already uploaded it to that city info page, but
Okay.
that's not the official city website.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Why does it need to be in both?
Well, you represent the official city website. I'm just a citizen who made an info page. And in addition to asking for the resolution register to go up, are we going to put up any of the official city financial documents on the city website?
Are we legally bound to do that?
Come up with a list and figure out what we're gonna put on there.
Typically, the statutes say things like if you do have the data, city data accessible in electronic format, to have that data easily accessible, and it specifically says for people to download onto their personal computers. So I would follow that. This is something that you guys feel compelled to move on, the resolutions and financial information going up on the official city website.
Make a list, and then we'll get it on there.
Do you guys will make the list, or are you asking me to?
No.
Do you guys will make the
We'll come
list?
up with a list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the city info page already lists, yeah, there's budgets, there's financial spreadsheet data, there's disbursements and revenues, there's balance sheets,
Sure.
all kinds of financial data that can go up. Like if you go pull up Leicester, Iowa's website, Leicester, Iowa has half the amount of people that Hills does, and it's 12 minutes away from here. And they have their meeting minutes are up for the last 6 years in just like one-click, beautifully organized, downloadable files. And I would even like it to be keyword searchable, which is another level up, you know. But I know Councilwoman Vicky, you've asked for examples of nearby similarities, and that's a good one, because we have our meeting minutes on the website since early 2026, and then on Facebook since middle 2024. And I've had the data request in person since February for meeting minutes since 2019, and I haven't gotten the meeting minutes yet. The meeting minutes is also a really great record of, like, if you want to understand your town, if you want to understand, you know, who was in council positions and what were their thoughts, what were their deliberations, what were their votes, what was done, what was progressed, what money was allocated on which things. It's meaningful information to somebody who cares, basically. And, yeah. You writing that down to fulfill it? Yeah, okay, thank you, yeah, I would love to get that one in. Yeah. And then also on the website too, as well, the meeting minutes, okay, great.
Can I speak to your question, Dennis? Is it something the chamber wants? As the vice president of the Hills Area Chamber of Commerce, I'd love to speak on that in more detail at a different time, why it is important for the chamber to have that. Anytime, I'm an open book, anyone.
Yeah, and, I mean, I've been lucky enough to at least have a chance to sit down with Jimmy, and then I sat down with Dennis too, Ozzy, and I've reached out to sit down with you, Councilman Vicky, and Councilman Dusty, and Councilman Joey. I haven't had a chance to sit down with you guys. I actually haven't even heard back from you two yet. Did you guys sit down with me and talk to me about these things?
Maybe sometime. No, I'm pretty busy still. I work a lot, and kids and sports and things. Maybe sometime.
It'd be really sweet.
I'd consider sometime. I'd
Okay.
want a list of the things that you want to talk about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'll gladly.
keep it 15, 20 minutes.
I'll gladly send you the list. Yeah. Thanks for wanting to meet. It'll be sweet. Councilman Joy, you too.
I'll give you my shoes, you can try them on.
I hear you guys. Yeah. It's a tough thing about being, representing lots of diverse people and ideas and stuff, yeah. Meeting with everyone. So this is a proposed, this is actually the blurb, which explains the benefits of. So that's a blurb that explains the benefits of council work sessions. And then this, well, I'll get to that in a second. So basically, the purpose of council work sessions would be to increase civic participation and community discussion and public awareness regarding basically the biggest decisions that the city is making. So I'll show a proposed addition to the code in a second, but so kind of if you look at the bullet points down there, the idea is that we can keep these work sessions consistent with Minnesota open meeting law requirements. We can publicly notice in advance the people of town through the city's standard methods, including posting on the website and Facebook and stuff like that. So again, a work session is just a session that's in between the city council meetings, basically where you guys say, hey town, we're gonna have a discussion on the rural service district issue. And anyone who has a thought about that issue can come and talk to us about it. We can also have the families, those farmer families, some of them are present here, they can be involved as well at those work sessions, and or even the deliberations about which website to go with or whatever, stuff like that, just kind of or a Main Street beautification or whatever it is, just Res Park water cleanup, whatever it is, or the stuff that was submitted on the $500,000 res park grant. Can you also put that in the notes? I still haven't gotten the.
That wasn't through the city, that was just through them personally. We didn't send it through us.
Oh, is it personal submission?
Yeah, did you put this?
I can't remember how Chris wrote it up.
Yeah, I don't think it was through the city. I'll double check for you, Alan.
Okay. That it could have been a personal submission for the grant? Oh, it was like the Beaver Creek Sportsman's Club?
No, we just had Chris write it up for us.
I'll check into it.
No, we'll look into it.
Yeah, because that'd be fantastic also to.
We'll look into it.
Okay. Because then things like that too, you can gather the town and you can say, hey, we're gonna submit a grant for Rest Park improvements and what do you guys want to see? And so then you can have these work sessions. They don't have to be long. You can have them for 45 minutes or something. Just pop in, have a quick conversation about the stuff, and then when you get to the official city council meeting, that's when you actually take and pass whatever you guys decide on, basically. So it basically serves as a form of like a public forum or something like that, which that Denny and I did at the Green Rail to kind of, there's something like that in it to an extent. And then obviously it allows opportunities for resident feedback, and it's used to improve transparency and public understanding regarding these city decisions. And then here's the proposed amendment itself. So this would go under section 2.04 of the city code, under council meetings. And then subdivision 3, work sessions and public engagement meetings. This is, by the way, this is just a draft, obviously, so this would then be, you guys would then see the wording you guys like, if the attorney likes wording and whatnot, and then if it resonates, then it could get amended into the city code. And so that's why, it says there that the council may schedule optional work sessions, public engagement meetings between regular city council meetings for the purpose of discussion, information sharing, project review, planning discussions, engagement. Again, meeting remains open to public consistent with Minnesota open meeting law requirements, and the notice of meetings provided through the city standard public notice procedures. And then work sessions are discussion based only and not to replace official city council meetings. And the purpose of such meetings is to improve transparency, communication, and then just a brief there, this order shall be effective following adoption and publication of the law. So it's just it's a draft of what an amendment would look like. Yeah. For work sessions. How do you guys feel about council work sessions on big subjects? To engage the public in that way?
I guess I thanks for your input, and then we'll discuss. Do you have anything else? Anything else that you wanted to cover? And then we'll convene and talk here around the table.
This is the only time, Councilwoman Vicky, that I even have an opportunity to engage with you, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked for also a meeting to talk about this stuff, because I haven't felt represented by you or Dusty or Joey yet. I haven't had a meeting with you guys.
Sure, I think, you're presenting this stuff, this is, we can see it, and so then we kind of have to talk about, okay, is this something that we feel what do we want to do with this?
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I was just asking what were the initial, I wasn't asking to move on anything. Do you have an initial feeling about it?
Not right away.
Honestly, I don't think it's overly necessary, personally.
I don't either.
your city's hands.
If it was a big scale project, yeah.
Then we'd have to.
A big, huge
Big
scale
projects,
project.
it's something that, yes,
Like if we get the $500,000 grant, sure, let's talk about it. If you get grants to beautify downtown, sure, let's talk about it.
right?
But see any reason to talk about it till we can do something about it.
Right.
No?
I understand.
You got anything else?
Yeah, I understand. Thank you for your initial feelings about that. Yeah, just in closing, I understand that I move quickly and I want to see, I want to see things grow and you know, whatever it is, business growth, residential growth, res water clear, making Main Street attractive. I think we can do it, and I think that many of the things that I say actually echo resident desires. But I've wanted to work together since day one, since coming into town. I've wanted to work together. I've wanted to basically offer my gifts to town to serve the community and make the community a bright star, a sun that shines just across the border, you know, from Sioux Falls, and that people want to visit, a business wants to move, you know, and I'm always open to serving my town in that way, and I will stay open to serving my town that way, and I can continue doing these little ways, or if the resolution register comes that way, then I can, you know, fix it up, make it administrative, and send it back.
Okay.
And it's really important to actually seek consent. You know, you know, that's why you know, whether it's the memories that are in the lands between the cities and the farmers of seeking consent, or whether it's between me and seeking consent from the people of town to see if they actually want some of these transformative ideas or not, because some of the best way to do that is to run for office oneself and see if people actually vote for you and vote for the ideas or not, because then that's a way of getting consent, basically, and then the town, exactly, and then the town can vote and say, yeah, we do, or no, we don't, and that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alan. Thanks for everything.
Thanks, Alan.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
It's not that I don't feel like he doesn't have some good ideas, right?
Right.
I think it's about like, we're a small community. We're trying to do stuff, but we're a small community, and we're not a big Sioux Falls community, and we will never be a Sioux Falls. It's just not possible, and that's why, that's why we're here. We want to change and want to do things, so it's not all bad stuff. It's just the persistence, and I'd say possibly like pleasantly persistent sometimes, and sometimes overly persistent, is what pushes us back.
I understand.
And so if you want to work together, you have to understand that we're not going to just drop everything at the dot of a hat, and we can't. And work sessions, in my view, are, yes, we need them for big projects, but the little things that go on, we don't need them. And so it's when appropriate and we're doing a big project, when the time comes, that's something that we possibly say, okay, and we have in the past, we've gotten the community together, we've asked, you know, so it's not all bad, it's just the transition to get there, and we're not moving fast, and that is government for you. We don't have to move fast.
Thank you for saying that, and loving you all and the town and the possibility for a bright future. Thanks for having me on the agenda today.
Thanks, Alan. Got a great day. Nick?
Perfect.
Yes.
10 minutes before I gotta go, so I'll keep it short for you guys.
Want to talk first, please?
No, I'll go for
He's
it.
long-winded.
He's long-winded, can't ever get into stuff. We've talked to you guys numerous times. We met with their lawyer, I met with Jimmy before. I had thought we'd come up with some good ideas to work together with you guys. And then after meeting with the lawyer, it turns out, at least with my piece, because it's under a contract for deed, I'm not allowed to split or do anything with it without re-signing and redoing my entire contract for deed and getting that split from the lawyer. All the parties have to re-sign, which when I show you this stuff, theirs are a lot more simple. Mine has, I think, 4 separate trusts that I'm buying that land from, so I'd have to get the new contract to deed from all 4 of them, we have to re-sign all of them and do everything. So I'm legally not allowed to split or partition mine in any way, shape, or form. So unfortunately, that leaves me really with the only option of moving for a detachment. And what I would like to say to you guys is, I want to work with you guys in the future, and by you guys agreeing to work with me on this detachment, that gives me the opportunity to work with you in the future. If we're not going to work together on this, I don't really see why it would incentivize me to work with you guys in the future for any expansion of hills or anything like that. It just, we know it's ag land, it should be taxed at ag rates, and if you guys aren't willing to work with me on that, it's like, I'll file for the detachment, we'll have to go through the courts. They'll decide. But if you are willing to work with us, check yes, and get it done. That means in the future, if and when the time happens, where just like for the 2 village, they partitioned off a chunk and they sold it and they worked with you, I'd be willing to do that in the future. Like that's what it's all about. I don't say I don't want to work with you. I just want my agricultural land to be taxed at agricultural rates. And this is really the only option that's left available to me. So I've got the documents here for you guys. That one's for me. This one's for Diane. And this one's for Walnut Grove.
There's a copy of that one for Walnut Grove, a signed one, and I think
Yep.
Diane has.
And here's a copy of my signed one for me.
You guys can keep those 2.
Those are for you guys to keep.
Those 3 we need.
Those 3 we need back, what you guys decide. You all have to sign it, you have to check what you want to do, and you have to give them back to us. And then we give them to the lawyer, and then based on your results and the city council results, it goes up to the state judge, and they make the decision. Like I said, I wanted to work with you guys from the beginning, and I still do. Just legally not allowed to like partition off a chunk and keep so much in the city limits and take the rest out. I've got to do it all. Otherwise, I have to get a whole new contract for deed signed. I can't do that without extreme costs. I don't think so much to pay for it.
So the three separate ones are basically, this little piece is one, this is another piece, and then this would be the 3rd piece here.
Yep. And so that's pretty much all there is to it. Like I said, from my point of view, it's if you guys are willing to work with us now, show good faith here. I'm 100% willing to work with you guys in the future. I've never not been willing to work with you guys, and I hope you've seen that from the times I've come in and talked and I've tried to work with you on it. It's just, this is the option that makes the best sense for me, and it's the best way to go. So
I would maybe also recommend getting some legal advice on how that works before you guys make a decision.
Yeah,
Just so
we will.
just so you
Yeah, we
know
will, yeah.
what your options are here.
Little question on that too, you know, I was kind of looking at different cities, you know, you guys said Magnolia and stuff, or not Magnolia, Hardwick and stuff. You know, they were at, you know, city rates, and they dropped them down to, you know, a percentage down, where they down to 27% or something, you know.
Yep.
I mean, they didn't come down.
No, and what we were
And I-
wanting with that was to get down to, you know, the township rate for Martin Township is 5.14. And if you look at like Hardwick, the RU means the rural district, Magnolia, same thing, and they're in the 20s. So I don't know what they decided there. Also, you guys, if we did that way, you would be allowed to change that at any time. So it requires a certain level of trust from us that you won't just 1 year from now jack it right up to what it was before or whatever. So really for us, where we're coming from, the best option is really just go to the township and then it's, you know, and like our situation, I feel like, you know, the gravel road over here is really what we're using to access this farm. I'm not using any city street, so. And the same thing, like Nick said, you know, if someday down the road you want to develop wherever, as long as both parties agree, I think it's a fairly simple process, at least according to Keith, like when they added this in, you know, the TUF home wanted that, the city also wanted it, it's easy to.
So the farmer who owned the land wanted to put it into the city, so they partitioned it off, surveyed it off, and everyone put it back in, and boom, it was in the city. And yeah, like Lucas said, even Keith said, if both parties want it, it's not hard to get chunks back in. So.
This court that handles this up in the cities, it's laid out on their website, fairly nice, honestly, for a government website. You can search all the cases. Most of it is like annexation stuff where bigger towns are growing and they keep needing more and more land, so they annex it. So not too much of this detachment. That's, I mean, just a rough guess. I'd say 10–20% maybe of what they do is detachment. And I just tried researching all the cases and all the documents for everything going back to like the 80s around there. I went back like 5 years, just spent like an hour one night just on the detachment ones, and every one I could find, either, you know, the city and the township both said no, or they both said yes. I could only find like 2 in the last 5 years where the township said yes and the city checked the no box. And both of those cases, they send a mediator down, and I don't know what that all entails, but all the parties involved have to sit down and listen to this mediator, and the only 2 I could find, the city that said no in those cases rescinded their original no and changed it to a yes.
So you guys just want to go to the rural district?
No, we want to move
on
to the township.
detachment.
That's what this is all about here.
That part that's to the east of the school, all that,
The two village?
This
yeah,
is
that
here.
whole thing up there, yep, yep.
Oh, you see,
That's
Yeah.
mine. Yeah.
Oh, that's mixed, okay. Do you know, I know like this little part down here is like 2,000, 2,100 down in this section. Do you know what you're paying right now up in that?
The dollars of taxes?
Yeah.
It's about 1,000, but that's because I have it under own.
Oh.
It's
yeah.
1,000 extra, not
It's
1,000 total.
Yes, it's 1,000. Well, I don't know
I
where is this.
I can look, I mean, because you can.
I've got
right
homestead
up.
exclusion, so it's half of what it
Yes.
should be already. But, you know, if I want to use that on other agricultural land, you can't go off of that, which is.
Our piece here is roughly half the size of what his
Yeah.
is, but our taxes extra are almost more than his because we don't
They
get
are.
homestead
Right.
on that. And that's a complicated.
Yours are about
thing, you know.
1,500, mine are about 1,000 over what they should be. But again, if I didn't have that homestead exclusion, mine would be 2,000 over what it should be every year compared to the township.
Basically, he's trying to say if his piece here was considered township land, it would be $1,000 less a year.
Yeah, and if I didn't have my homestead exclusion, it would be $2,000 less per year.
How many acres do you put on a homestead deal?
It's a dollar
total
amount.
dollar amount of property, so it varies as what your land is valued
So
at.
if you got better ground here, right?
It used to be like, I think when they set it up way back when, it was supposed to be like the average farm size was 500 acres or whatever in the state. It was supposed to be, you could get homestead on your 500 acre farm, and then it was, I'm assuming it was a way to penalize a huge farmer that just had all kinds of land, and so he had to pay more. The big
Once you go over that rate, it's taxed at,
But
you get half
just
the tax rate on any dollar amount that falls under
over
that
time, what's
exclusion.
happened is the land values have skyrocketed, which is meaningless to a regular farmer. If you're not selling, it's just more taxes you have to pay basically. And since they've skyrocketed, now you can't get it on your average 500 acre farm. You maybe only get it on not even a quarter now.
It covers about 1/4 now.
150,
It's-
160 acres, something like that. Depends on what your land is valued at
It's-
and that too.
Yeah,
But-
the exclusion is a dollar amount.
And
Once
it
you
goes
fill
by
it.
where you live, so the closest land you own to where you live is where it starts, and you can't just willy-nilly, like, in our situation, it would be the most advantage to have this in Homestead because it's the highest rate we pay. It's over $100 an acre on that little 27-acre piece, but we can't just go and say, yeah, I want Homestead on that, let's take it away somewhere else. You can't do that.
But it's for
It
like,
starts from where you live.
or for like me, this is the only piece that I own. So that's why I got homestead exclusion on this. If I ever purchase a piece that's closer to my residence, I will most likely lose my homestead.
I believe there's
exclusion.
rules too, like you have to live within 2 townships or something away. You can't live out of state and get homestead.
It's the
You can't-
adjacent county.
You can't live in the Twin Cities and get homestead on land down here.
They've been updating those
You have to be a
rules
local
to help
farmer.
people who retire but don't leave the state of Minnesota. It's the adjacent county, I believe.
It's complicated. I don't think many other states have homestead and non-homestead, and then there's all other kinds of goofy things. You can't even begin to understand how it works, but, yeah. The only interesting thing to me is the school rate down there. Like HVC is 32, everybody else is 12, 11.
That's because we just built a new school.
Mason Hills is 32, Martin is. It's the two of the 2 ones. But, no, I guess if you guys don't bring water.
Like go across to Minnehaha County or go across to Brandon and then look at.
That's
the-
South Dakota, they don't have an
Right, I
income
know.
tax, so that's way different. I don't wanna get
Yes.
in that can of worms because their tax system is
Well,
utterly
and
different
then
than the state of Minnesota.
their land is taxed at a different,
Yes.
it's not
Correct.
taxed on value like here, it's taxed more on like what you can make off of it in a year.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
bare land over there I know is cheaper than here, from what I understand.
Yep.
A few guys I've talked to, it's like half price of what you pay here. Now, if you own like a house and an acreage, yeah, it's way more there, I think it's probably 50%, double, I have no idea,
Yeah.
something like that.
Single individual homes and residences are way more than like a field right across the border. And that's just, I mean, there's imaginary lines to the left, to the west and south of us that make all these rules different, which is hard because you can see the other side, but it's not the same.
And
Yeah.
the research I did on like the deadline to have that done, so we file this petition, the judge is gonna set a hearing date and we'll let you know whenever that is. I don't think you necessarily have to go to it right away. I'm not sure 100%, I shouldn't say
I
yes,
don't know the
but
next steps.
they would like that before whatever this hearing date is set. And if it's anything like how
That's
this
how yours.
works, that's probably 6 months or who knows how long now before they actually set a date, so. But if you don't submit that before then they just consider you as the city would be neutral in the matter, so.
I don't know if you need to, do they submit it back to us or to a lawyer, or who do they submit that to?
Well, and you should be able to go on the website too, once, this hasn't officially been filed yet, but I think there'll be like a.
Now that we gave the townships theirs last night, we've given yours tonight, and now our lawyer will file it for us probably tomorrow, right?
Where's it say that, Lucas?
That's just on state statute that I looked up and read, so it's all on that same
It's on the one that says
website.
Nick Sandy.
Well, no, that's my signed copy. The one that's Walnut Grove signed copy, that's this one.
Joey's got that one.
Oh,
So I've got
And
that.
then, at some
I just
point,
got the one of these.
at some point Diane or
Diane will get you her sign sheet,
or her daughters will have to
or
drop you
the
off.
lawyer will give it to you or submit it to you. We only have our 2 for now, but,
Okay.
yeah. You can see that Diane's and Lucas's are real simple, one single page, and mine's got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like trusts or whatever. This one's not the pain in the butt, but, and that's why, like I said, and I told Jimmy about it, and he can explain it to you later. I won't redo it now, but, yeah, I was kind of like, oh, we'll chunk off a chunk and leave it in the city limits and take the rest out, but I'm not allowed to do that, so I'm sorry. Yeah,
Any questions or?
yeah.
So then we got one of the detachment side, so that, I mean, then someday if something crazy happened, you know, if we want, is that where it's gonna be the easier side to do it? You know, if we went equal on a detachment?
Like, if you guys approve the detachment, this just goes back to the township, so then like in the future,
It would
say when I
basically
get
be
this
like-
paid off, I could sell this to a developer, and it would you know, if you guys wanted to put up some city,
It
whatever.
would take your approval to do it.
And then you guys, they would come and say, hey, we want this chunk to be back in the city because we're gonna put houses here. And you guys would say, yes, and the person who owned the land would say, yes, and then you would be able to partition that chunk off and put it back in the city.
Like I said, Phyllis is Helgeson varies now, I think. This used to be all township, and then when they wanted to build this, same situation, like I think we were asking about, this used to be
They just
township.
wanna buy 12 acres or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep, and as long as, like I said, as long as both parties agree, so the TUF home bought this property, the TUF home says, we want this to be in city limits, obviously, because they want city water and sewer there, and the city says, yep, we'll take you in, then it's easy to do, as long as both of them say yes.
Is that, I know this is a loaded question, is that an option when we work with you?
I don't know if you guys would even be interested in ours, I mean,
No, right.
out here, I mean, she actually mentioned she wants to build a little hunting shack out here, if this one
Which
can
then you guys would
change.
be legally
Then you would
required
have to
provide
bring her
water and electric.
water and
I
sewer.
like her. That's what I said to her, I like her.
I'm saying like up here on the corner. you
That
know,
would be a
that-
Nick question.
That'd be a good question. Yeah, I told you guys, it comes down to in the future, like, this is a sign, if you guys are willing to work with me now, I'm always willing to work with you in the future. Again, it has to make sense for both parties. I'm not gonna sit here and say, yeah, I'll sell you, no problem. Yeah, I gotta wait for an actual reason, you know, or an actual bid that makes sense or something that's going on.
Because your contract for deed.
So that's where it gets sticky.
That's where the
I can
problems-
buy it out, it's very expensive for me. Which, again, not saying, again, there's, things can change in the future.
Yep.
Everything can. Opportunities come up, things change. You know, it's not saying it can't be done, it's just, it costs me a lot of money. So, but again, like I've told Jimmy numerous times, I told you guys directly, I even told Keith back when he was mayor talking about it, I'm willing to work with you guys when I have that opportunity. You know, so. Yeah. There's also just a little, it's kind of curious to me, it's kind of fun. Parcels with addresses, and these 3 parcels, I guarantee you, those do not have addresses, so.
What are you trying to say, Nick?
It maybe shouldn't have been in the city, so I don't know. But,
I could read, let me see if I can find that one. There's part of the statute too that explains.
Just like property lines in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already went through that.
That's earlier, just, they were, how long ago were they set, you know?
That's square.
Right, right. Well, that's, when we went back and we found, you know, like when the city of Hills was established, they just drew these lines like way back when, before Hills was anything. They didn't know, they were just guessing. So it's like, well, as times change and things get known, like adjust, change, fix it, you know? It doesn't need to stay the way it is. It can be changed to be the correct way. And then as things change, you can update it. That's, we have that ability. You guys have that ability. We live in America. We don't go to the Chinese Communist Party to get the head government to change it. You guys can make the change. You have that power to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So there's like 5 different points that this judge at this court's gonna look at in this situation. The big one I feel like applies to us here is this number 2 one. It says municipal government, which I assume means city government, most efficiently provides governmental services in areas intensively developed for residential, commercial, industrial, and governmental purposes. And township government most efficiently provides governmental services in areas used or developed for agriculture, open space, and rural residential purposes. So I think that one is kind of the big key point here in this whole deal, that it's not developed. It you know, they're gonna look at it and say it belongs in the township.
There's a long history of it being rural in nature. And it still is, you know, a single building on even one of those properties, so. Yeah, thanks for letting us speak, guys, and I gotta get going. If Lucas needs to say more, I don't.
No,
Or if you guys have any final questions, anything else?
unless you
I'll
got a
stay if
decision
have more
right now, I
questions.
don't expect
Yeah,
that.
if you guys wanna sign, if you wanna sign it and hand it back now, I won't stop you.
Oh, we'll go through that stuff.
Yeah, and then, again, if you guys are willing to give it right back to us, we can give it to the lawyer and we can get you guys copies of it.
I think his name is on the backside too. I'm assuming they're allowed to call him, right?
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, call us, call our attorney. That'll be on,
Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah,
I put sticky notes on, I don't think Lucas did. Like I said, there's the three.
Walnut Grove's on one.
Yep.
yep, and like I said,
They'll get
Diane and her
Diane.
daughter's got a.
They still have to get you a signed copy of hers. She gave that to the lawyer and the lawyers.
But her yes/no form is there, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
This Robert. Haven't heard that in a long time.
yeah.
Charlie.
No.
All right.
All right, guys.
Thanks for
Yeah,
coming. Thanks for your
thanks.
time. We appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too.
Any discussion on that?
I'm about ready to let them have their way, quite frankly.
Well, when I went out there and met with him, he wanted to go from like Nick, he wanted to go from Neil Bly's over and leave that in city. And then I was like, well, how about we meet and we go from like the top of that property line and just leave that in city. And he's still thinking on it, and then he was still thinking on it, and then he dug into his lawyers, and
But
that's
it's
where.
the contract for deed.
It's a contract for deed that's holding him, that, I don't know if he would've, we probably would've met in the middle somewhere, and then, would have discussed it with you guys, of course. And then for Charlie and Lucas, I discussed about what Dusty has discussed before, about just moving that line over. And they said and I did meet with them, and I did say, when, I'm not talking about the past anymore, because this is the now. And they said that they tried to give it to the city many years ago. I don't know if that's true or not, never looked into it if it was true or not, because I was looking for now. And they didn't really give me an answer on it. Because I said when I went out there that I'm representing the residents and stuff like that, so you can't just say, I'm sorry, from the past. For me personally, with the, detachment, I've been through that millions of times. You can't just go by good faith. Not saying he's a bad man or anything like that, but you gotta have something signed. And
So this contract for deed,
Is-
when does that? When does that all?
From what he kind of mentioned to me, it's like 5 years. So,
And when did it start?
when
When he bought it?
when he bought it.
And I think he's owned it for like 2 years.
Yep.
I guess that's been my question is,
Yeah.
when does it come up come out of contract for deed?
I think he said 5 years. I can double check that.
5 more years from
5
this
more
year?
years is what I believe he said to me. I can double check that. That was said a long time ago. So. And the Marcus family didn't say much. They just kind of said, I want water, I want to put a hunting lodge, and I want sewer out there. That's what they told me. I said, I like you, lady. So, they're very nice people though.
But we are responsible for bringing that out there.
Yep.
How are we gonna do that?
We have to get a septic.
Yeah, there's really no way, because you don't own that on your side of that thing.
And they're not willing to
They're not this,
lower,
nope.
even if we lower some, they won't even talk about it.
I don't think so. When Nick came into me, I didn't hear from Charlie or Lucas or the Marcus family. And I said, I believe Joey asked it tonight about the rural servicing district, and they just want complete detachment, is what they want.
But I think we go to the attorney, we go to the attorney and we say, hey, tell us, like, what's it gonna cost, and then we negotiate. I mean, we have to negotiate with them and, like, say, do we really wanna do this, or say, no, and. 'cause
Go
there's
from there.
Yeah,
I mean, like we talked about, like that corner piece. There's never ever gonna be, that 6 acres, there's farm around here, farm around here, farm around here. So you're gonna have to angle that in you know, for city streets, you know, there's, you know, that's what I look at, you know, that side of it too, you know. You gotta start a little village in 6 acres, you know.
That's why I just think that we just contact the lawyer.
Yes.
See what the
and
best
see what they
option
say.
is.
Mhm. And we
And
don't have
city-
to act, we don't have to act on all of them at one time, or even do the same thing for all of them.
No.
They're all separate.
Yeah, they're all
They're all
separate.
separate. And they're kind of giving us an ultimatum. Like,
Pretty much.
this is it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's opportunities if.
There's opportunities on Nick's, for
Mhm.
sure, 100%.
Yes, yes. But then, when the time comes, what are they willing to sell it for? Or how's that gonna work? And that's the unknown. I guess that's the unknown. It was the unknown for the two-home there.
That's where, you know, if the lawyer, you know, has to write something up and say, you know, if this city developer, you know, 6 years or 8 years from now is ready, where city developer wants to go, or, you know, a company wants to go, you know,
Wow.
have,
Because you need something like that, Joey, because they could put anything on there if somebody came in there. They could put anything they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
If you detach,
Right.
then somebody comes in and they want to, they
Right.
could put anything they want there.
So it has, yeah.
They could put a prison there if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think that we gotta talk to the lawyer.
Yes, yes.
Then we see where it goes from there.
Right.
They didn't seem, I mean, I looked at the dates, it's, yeah, we're okay with that, so, no rush. But you have to play your cards right with it. I like them, they're good people, but you also gotta look out for everything else.
Mm-hmm.
100% on that.
which I mean, you know, like when we were talking a little bit about that, you know, that rural development side, you know, a lot of them, you know, they're still in the lower 20s,
But they were a lot higher.
you know, they were in the 40s, you know.
And some of them were 70.
Yeah.
Magnolia was like 70.
You know.
I had that same,
Yeah.
I have that same,
I do too somewhere in my
And-
folder, but
yeah.
last year,
So
35, so.
this goes back to
Schools in there.
1933. There's some in 1933, 1937, when these people bought this stuff. And, you know, times were way different then. And so, I mean, I guess when you buy a piece of land, you know that going in also.
Yeah.
So it's not like it was it's not like this is a surprise.
No.
That's been known going in. And so they had the choice when they bought it. They knew
Yeah.
where,
That's-
yeah.
That's why I want to
Yeah.
contact what we see where we
Yeah.
go from there.
Yep.
Haven't waited until the whole court for them? No?
I told Nick a long time ago, your lawyer's gonna say one thing and our lawyer's gonna say the other. I mean, they're not gonna, and he agreed with me. I mean, he goes, yeah, you're right. So, I think we just go that route, make contact.
Yes.
And I'm sure we'll have a phone call. Do you want some?
No, but, you know, if the lawyer look through them or whatever.
Absolutely.
He needs to do.
Yep, we'll send them off right away. So,
And,
okay, anything else on that one? Okay, so Fayette County put security cameras on there. We had an instance at the daycare, during the middle of the day. Somebody just, opened up, Mrs. Bloss's car door and started rummaging through it. So, you know, they were requesting some security cameras. I believe the other daycare had somebody just leave some groceries somewhere.
In the back.
Yeah,
in
they just
that back door.
left a
They
grocery,
never
it was
did.
groceries,
They
but
don't still don't know where
they don't know where it came from, so I think that's kind of concerning. I think we should, I also, you know, it's just a discussion that we can, you know, plan out.
Do they lock their doors?
Their doors are locked.
And then, how about the other, the main door to get, right, because there's that other,
The walkthrough.
the walkthrough,
Yeah,
is that
it's always-
something that?
They're always locked.
They're
It was
always
their
locked.
car that they went through.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Was it Tim? Tim called me and said, do you see anybody, running through the alley or anything? And I'm like, no. But, and then on Main Street, might as well have something on Main Street.
Why don't we talk about stuff like John for bathrooms to park?
Park.
I think if we're gonna do something,
Well, no, I'm just weighing that out there for so we can budget this for next year, for sure. And then everybody can point out where they are necessarily needed.
yeah.
I think Main Street's a good idea. We own the poles, so you can put them on the light poles. I looked into that. Just a good reference there, but I don't know if we wanna get the daycare some cameras. Would like to put a camera out here too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would say all the same
Just me.
stuff.
Just think if we have that stuff, we might as well use it.
How about, so we have them down at the res, could that be something that we get hooked up with the other, like?
I just wanted to feel out what you guys' opinions were, and then I was gonna
Right,
ask Dustin where, this.
Yeah, because we pay for a membership down there at the res.
The res,
Mm-hmm.
the shop,
Yeah,
and Jacobson.
yeah,
Because
Yeah.
the Jameson Park, for pretty much some things, just for accidents, and then the bathrooms,
Yeah.
because I believe there is a camera down there,
There is.
but and he said, it's locked by some tree branches, which Landon's gonna fix some of that stuff, so, but I would like to see that, and then just some playground equipment, might as well have it. It worked out well when the kids vandalized the res the last time, so.
Yeah, we could put them wherever we need to, because if there's a system that we already pay for a membership for, we just will add a handful more.
So you guys can just think about where you would like them, and we'll look into it and how much it would cost. So I just think for me personally, I think the daycare is a must, especially having that.
Is there a light pole close to that corner where you can catch light all the way around?
I talked to both of them, and they were kind of hoping that, get put it by their door. And then, I don't know, I was thinking like,
Well, we got a light pole right here, it would cover both of
we
these
don't own
sides.
the poles on Main Street though.
Not right here, by the fire hall?
But I'd have to check into
I'm pretty
that
sure we own all the light poles up
on Main Street.
Yep.
On Main Street.
Okay.
You probably couldn't put it on the Highline wire.
No.
But the light pole.
Well, that company would come in and they would find the best angle
And actually, if you had one of the 360 ones or whatever, it would catch the fire hall too, and that would not be a bad thing either.
I just think it's a must for the daycare if we've had some things like that happen there.
Yeah.
You never know. Logan always freaks out because I have him on my building, and he has a ding on his phone, and the rendering company comes at like 1 in the morning. So he's like, we're gonna turn it off. So, but I think it's after they had that instance, it's like, it's a daycare. So,
We already have them at the res.
yeah.
Yeah, they're on that pole right by the playground, sat by the beach there.
The other one would be coming by the driveway.
And then we could just have come to one of the laptops here, because then we just have all the footage on there, in case we gotta look back or something. Dusty looks at it
Dusty
down there.
does. It's on my laptop too.
But these new ones, they have it where you get motion, and then you can just go right to it. They're running 24/7, but they got motion.
It only records when it picks up.
Well, no, it's recording all the time.
Oh,
So, but as soon as they see some, like the res one, there's motion, and it'll have a little dot on there.
icon or something.
So
So this from 10 minutes to 14 minutes, there's activity. So you're not scrolling through 3 hours to find it.
And a bird,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah,
track, it doesn't get a bird.
yeah.
So I just think that it's
I think
something
it's
that we should
something
all
that we
think
could get a
about.
quote on, or
Yeah.
like look and see what that company that we already use, and see what the cost would be on it, to add more. And I'm sure they have like, okay, if you have 5, here's your cost, if you have 8, here's your cost,
That's
so,
probably a little bit cheaper the more you have.
Yeah.
Package deal.
yeah.
So, that's all I had on that one. I just wanted to say it because of the date
I don't see any
incident.
problem with that.
I know, if I could interject, Sioux Falls Police Department relies on private businesses' cameras all the time.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, Main Street's a good one to have.
It doesn't have to be paid for by the city if you get your businesses to put a camera out front. Just an option.
Yeah, I got mine on the backside and stuff, I just don't have them on the front. So, yeah, that's a good.
Because
point.
I know, for instance, Chris's building over here, the old hardware store, would catch the whole front end of that acre. If
Yeah.
something like that
Yeah.
helps.
Good point. So that's all I have on that one. We'll look into that. I'll talk to Dusty. And then we have the copy machine.
I don't know anything about copy machines.
How many copies do you think you make on average?
Too many.
If it's during, getting ready
Sorry,
for
guys.
audit a lot.
Yeah, but otherwise,
It's, I don't need anything real elaborate.
You have color now?
I have no color now.
Get the color.
When I do need color, like tonight, when Melissa Top brought in that map this afternoon,
yeah,
I took it over to Keith and copied it, because he said, anytime I want to do that for color, I can do that. I can go over and use his machine.
well, it looks like both of these have color,
Yep.
They don't
but,
pretty much color.
yeah. But it's like, do we need something elaborate? You don't do that many.
I
And
don't
if-
need anything.
If we needed a ton of them, we could say, okay, well, we pay for so many cents per copy, and either go to Sioux Falls and get, or if he's willing to do it, yeah, if we need a ton of them.
Are you thinking of a cheaper option here now?
Do you have a preference, Connie?
I don't, it doesn't matter to me.
As long as it works.
That's right.
What,
I have missed
what
it.
they call is that 11 by 17?
I have no idea.
What did you say?
8.4, is that 11 by 17? So 2.5 together, basically.
Well, I took a picture of it. I searched for it, and I found, where is it at?
I don't know that you would ever need 11 by 17.
I thought I had a picture of it, I don't.
That's where like the flyers and that type of stuff, they stretch out. Oh,
Yep.
things like that, maps, how to stretch.
So the one has Wi-Fi enabled, and the other has optional Wi-Fi connectivity, but that, I don't think, that you're not gonna be somewhere else and saying, okay, like, let's print.
Unless she's on her laptop, connect,
Yes.
that'd be the only.
Right.
Or I can set up something on my phone.
Sit in your car and your AC when it doesn't work in here.
Yeah.
Well, the AC don't work in your vehicle either.
I'm okay with either one, whatever you think kind.
go home. That's what I always say.
Go pick up your new toy.
Yeah.
I,
If you get the cheaper one, you're gonna need something that the other one options.
Right.
And, you know, just, that's my advice, just
get the bigger.
get the bigger one.
Mhm.
That's, cause then we'll need it. Yeah.
And it will scan 100 sheets versus the other is only 50. And so, you know, you do the 50 and then here it's like, oh, now we, yeah, get the hundreds. Yeah.
Good with it.
Make it a little bit easier on me, yeah.
So I make a motion.
We're gonna make a motion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully, say it, Joe. Next 45.
Model number.
Model number, 4,000. I'll just say option 2.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll make a motion to go with option 2, copy printer.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Okay, so one item on here is, the last item on here is the Hills Area Community Foundation Grant Application. So that pretty much persists. Do we need something, or does anybody have? Do you guys have?
So Connie has an application
And they're due what?
August 1st. And it's, if, I'm gonna stay out of it, but if the city has something that they want to apply for a grant, there's an application there that has to be filled out. It's part of the new Rock, it used to be Laverne Area Community Foundation, they changed their name to the Rock County Community Foundation, and, so there's something that we think the city would want, or, so we can apply, and it's due August 1st.
What kind of amount or?
You put the amount,
You
whatever
pick,
you,
but-
yeah, and
I did 1 year for,
I was saying.
I believe the backstop.
$500,000.
So I did a 1 year for the backstop, so it's like, you know,
it depends on the amount of money that's available, that's been gifted to the,
I was gonna say, that would be a good project for that, or do the chain link fence at the softball field.
there's all sorts,
Or this
there's all
one
sorts
said-
of things around
There's a lot of little things we can.
When does it gotta be turned in by?
August.
August.
so you can think about it and see,
Come up with a list or something.
and somebody has to fill it out.
Yeah.
For me. I'm abstaining.
Do we have to handwrite it?
here.
You can handwrite it.
Wow, I can't handwrite.
Yeah, you can handwrite it.
No, I can't handwrite.
Oh.
He says he has messy handwriting.
Yeah, you don't wanna see our.
If you wanna see something nice from me,
I do
usually
have
my
it.
wife wrote it.
They do have that online on their site. though, don't they?
Not
Because I-
this one,
Not that one?
not the Hills one.
Oh.
The main,
Because- Oh,
the
oh.
Laverne, like,
The Laverne,
yeah.
what they used to
Rock
have,
County.
because I know I've done it online
Mhm.
when, with that date.
Yeah, so this is just money that people have donated that they've said, we want it to stay right here in our Hills community.
I do. I do to it.
Yeah, let's see, maybe come up with some ideas for the
Yep.
next meeting.
Okay. Does anybody else got anything else? I do got one thing. Name's not Katie Angelo anymore. She's been talking about the trees that Landon cut down. They're wondering if they qualify for the tree. I did talk to Dusty and I did talk to Landon, so I got 2 different, a yes and a no on it, that they would qualify for it. It looks close enough to me. But, I mean, I did talk to Dusty, but it was a long time ago, or Dustin, sorry.
I know what you're talking about.
They wanted to
That
know.
the city would take part of the cost on it?
Yep, they wanted to know.
Where are these at?
It's 80 and just on the other side of you, I think. They
It's
put up
the
the new
next block.
fence.
It's the next block.
At the
to
next
south.
block on the corner.
Okay.
Right
One
on
block.
the
They
curve.
just got that fence up.
Oh, calendar?
Is that what it
Yes.
is? I
Yeah,
can't,
yeah.
I've never seen
Okay.
it.
Where the
Always
trees
call
are
it
on
Katie
the
on the road.
road,
Yeah.
they're on the boulevard side, if they qualify for
That's pretty close. I mean,
That's what I said.
it's pretty close.
I think we need to know for sure if they are or not, because
we-
there's
I'll
other
talk to
people that
Landon
have
again,
asked
because
that.
Landon,
Do we have a
You better make
measurement?
sure, because.
I know I'm just saying,
Yes,
she's
because there's
been
other
after me.
people that
for
have
it.
asked and.
Do we have something in there that says this far from center of the road? or-
There is.
There is.
Is there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, she just wanted me to bring it up.
I think we have him look into it and see exactly where and then determine.
And we also have to determine if there's any money left. We budget
Yeah.
every year for a tree
If there's
removal.
one.
And if there's any funds left, because I do know Dustin is planning to have him trim or cut some trees at the city too.
Mhm. She knows.
And we know, and we gotta have a lot of that in the city park, so they're not falling on children.
I think he's marked some. There's marks on some of them out there.
They just, what I got from Vinny is that they decided not to do it until after Friendship Days.
Mhm.
They didn't want to
Good
mess
idea.
around, so.
That's all I got. If anybody else has anything else.
I do.
I do too.
Are you gonna present that? Because you had talked about it 2 or 3 months ago about this.
Oh, yes.
We
Yes.
just got that check today. in the
Yep.
mail.
Okay, so, I'll just read this. Yeah. Okay, so Rock County Community Foundation, it was the Laverne Area Community Foundation, they changed their name here, March. So they've changed their name to the Rock County Community Foundation and have updated their logo to better reflect the full diversity of communities we serve. So we have to update our name for our records, which I think we will. And their email addresses. And we, the Optimist Club, so the Optimists have the pull tabs at Brody's, and we had put in, a few years ago,
Percentage,
it was that money's supposed to come back to the city, to the community, or kids in the community, because that's where the Optimists come in. And so, we were able to, a committee was put together for the Rock County Community Foundation, and we awarded $10,000 to the City of Hills to purchase a swing set at the park, and we had asked, I think it came back, and so, yes, we've got $10,000 to put a swing set in the park, and it's from the Hills, it's from the Optimists, which it runs through the Rock County Community Foundation.
So they run that side, the Optimist through the Rock County. I didn't know about
Yes.
that. I thought they run their own side.
No, it changed a couple years ago.
Yeah, they
It
used
was
to,
that
Joe.
way, and now,
But now it
yeah.
has, the last 2 years it goes through.
Yeah,
Oh.
so we actually got 10,254.84. Yep,
Super.
so thank everybody that goes up and does pull tabs at
Thanks,
Brody's.
Thanks, Marlon. Knock out.
And actually, we should send a thank you to the Optimist Club.
Oh, sure. Okay,
That's
I'll make a
really-
note of that.
Yep.
Since Jared sent me something since he couldn't be here tonight. I'm a resident of the fire department. We are gonna we got money in the account, that tool account. We are gonna switch all our tools to Milwaukee. We got few DeWalt and some Milwaukee. He wants to use that equipment savings account we have. Roughly account with all the taxes for all the tools we're gonna get is $1,398. We come with an impact driver, bunch of flashlight, I mean, bunch of tools that we have, battery switching around. We've been on multiple fires lately and, oh, this battery's dead. Oh, where's the DeWalt battery? Or, we just all want all the same tools, same batteries. So, like our big tools run Milwaukee, we might run our hand tools as Milwaukee, so. So, it wasn't, yeah. Who's got a good battery? That's where we were getting to the point on that side. So, he just wanted me to share with you that we were gonna do that.
And you're gonna use the savings account for that?
Yes,
1,300?
in 98, yep.
That's all right with me.
We're gonna use Fastenal through Garrett Bunsen. They use Fastenal for the Sioux Valley, so that's what we're gonna go through, so.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, would you please, I was just gonna say that.
Joey can't do it.
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to approve the fire department to spend $13.98 and odd cents or so. In $0 to change over to the Milwaukee tools and get them through Fastenal.
I'll say that.
The same time?
Yeah.
We can do that online.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Kyle, do you have anything?
No, I don't.
Anybody else got anything? Dennis?
No, sir.
Friendship Day weekend?
Yeah, Friendship Days weekend. Everybody stay safe and have fun. I will be here.
I guess I do a.
First time in 4 years.
I guess I do a one thing. Remember that picture I showed you of a big pile of poop?
Yeah. Did you catch
Well,
it?
no, the two phones, you've got the same thing going on there. So, me and Katie think it's a raccoon, but Ben thinks it's a bobcat. I don't know why. And some cats are buried here. There's an excrement and.
Don't
They're gonna try.
Bobcats are real.
They got a cage in the trap, so they're gonna try to catch it.
Okay. Good.
No, Dusty can take care of it for us, right?
I took care of it last.
I didn't know raccoons left big.
What's that?
I didn't know
Like a
raccoons.
They're like a
Oh, that's always right by the foundation wall.
We got one up by Jeff Nelson too. I seen it run around.
Did you want to see it?
Out back.
Did you want to see it?
No.
Thought she wants to see it.
Yeah, we had in our yard the last couple of days. A wild turkey.
Oh.
It's pretty cool.
Don't run it off. They're starting to give you a lot of them around.
I do.
There's a bunch of White Valley and
Some of
Bradley.
my ears just got a peacock and it ran on the road in front of me. I was like, what the?
Do you want to adjourn before more poop talk?
Yeah. I get a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion during the meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. Motion carried. We're adjourned. Thanks, everyone.